No, dude, what the fuck? Well, uh, go ahead. Are you laughing? You should. So I was wrong, okay? I was wrong. She was somehow a DPS, okay? And she's not a sub DPS. She is a DPS. It's like a main DPS, okay? So I was wrong. Now, once you're done laughing, and can you at least, I agree, like design wise, like the way she looks, she doesn't really look like a DPS. Like, I know I'm wrong. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm wrong because they never do that. They never do double support. They do like a support and a DPS, or if it's a DPS and the other one it's a support. That's fine. That aside, don't you agree? Leave a comment below. Don't you agree that she doesn't look like a DPS? Right? She doesn't. Like, look at her. She doesn't look like a DPS. She doesn't. At least she doesn't look like a DPS to me, right? Now, anyway, today we are checking her kit. The preliminary kit without the P1, P5 came out. Without numbers, just what she does, right? And from what she does, she is really interesting. So we're going to check her kit, talk about it, analyze it, try to understand. It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm also going to be live later doing Limbo. So if you want to come by and talk about Marcus or laugh at me for being wrong in the past, please do so at twitch.tv/Marcus, right? /Jakazin. And we'll talk there more. But first of all, let's go ahead and read what she does, okay? So Marcus is a mental plant DPS whose focus is taking advantage of the Eureka system to self-upgrade her incantation, right? So now let me actually turn on the audio on this one. Hello? Any audio? Okay. Maybe it's too much. Right. Now, mental DPS whose focus is taking advantage of the Eureka system to self-upgrade their incantation, as well as passively applying weakness annotation debuff on enemies. This helps both the team survivability and granting additional source of Eureka to Marcus herself. So Marcus is a Eureka character, okay? And she has a little bit of a couple of mechanics, right? I am still... What the fuck? This is too stressful. What the hell is this music? Let's go here. Here we go. Perfect. Now, Insight 1, flip this page. Increase max Eureka by 1 at the start of the round. If there is no enemy under the effect of annotation, inflicts annotation on a random enemy, which is a type of mark. It's like she marks. Also, prioritizes boss targets. This is important. Also, at the start of the round, if Marcus Eureka has reached a certain amount of stacks, consume all stacks of Eureka to grant +1 star to Marcus incantations. Now, is this every card? Because if it's every card, that's kind of cracked, right? If it's every card, which incantation? Maybe one incantation, one random incantation. On other translations, it was a random an incantation. So it's not super sure if this is every incantation or just one incantation. Because the one that I have on Discord says about that, consume max amount of Eureka to increase random incantations rank. Okay, so this might be another. We're on Prid when there might be a fuck ton of typos or like scuffed translations. So keep that in mind. As for everything else that you read on Prid, when it might not be 100% accurate. So we're gonna take what we read with a grain of salt, and we're gonna wait until the actual kit is out. Probably make another video about it as a concluding thoughts about it. So first of all, she is a Eureka character. She marks bosses or any enemy, prioritizing bosses at start of the round. If Eureka has reached a certain amount of stacks, consumes all stack of Eureka to grant 1 star on random Marcos incantation, not every card. Upon entering a barrel attack is +8 probably. I3. At the start of the round, gain Eureka. If the number of plant, spirit, or intelligence of Flaro's character on the field reaches a certain number, gain intensive reading. Now, the certain number, I am pretty sure this is like 2, right? You need probably one other unit being, besides Marcus, being a plant, spirit, or intelligence. So she's gonna work well with other plant characters, with 6, with Isolde. Probably right. It's probably like, okay, you can do that, but it's probably like random and it won't benefit much. We'll see. If there are these people in the party, because like the party is 3 men, right? So there's no way they take into consideration the 4-man team. That would be too weird. So it's gonna be like 2 or more, right? So that way you can do it on 3 men as well. Gain intensive reading if that's fine. If there's that amount of people, intensive reading. If this condition is not met, you dispel. So if someone dies, it gets replaced by someone on your 4th, and is not one of these 3 types. You're gonna lose intensive reading. Now, what is intensive reading? Intensive reading is when using an incantation at rank 2 or 3, gain Moxie. Right, so this ties to I1. And also, what is annotation? When the carrier takes an action, Marcus gains Eureka. So you mark the boss, so let's say the boss attacks, Marcus gets 1 Eureka, regardless if she gets hit or not, right? So that's pretty cool, that's pretty good. Also, intensive reading will trigger at the start of the round, gain Eureka, and the number of gain Eureka, yeah. Intensive reading. Dispel intensive reading. Okay, so this becomes permanent as long as there are conditions. Besides the Eureka, that's the first part of the I3. So every time you use a rank 2 or 3 condition, it's like when you do pickles with the clarified topic. Instead of gaining 1 Moxie, you're gonna gain 2. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be 2 Moxie for rank 2 or 3 Moxie for rank 3. I don't think so. I don't think that's what's going to be. It's going to be probably +2 max. Otherwise, she's like insane, right? We'll see. Skill 1, intensive reading session. It's just a 1 target attack, deals mental damage. This attack enjoys increased penetration rate. It's probably going to be one of those that, like, with the level of the card, you get more penetration and more damage. It looks like this. Right? I look at that. Okay, looks whatever, but okay. Graphically. Skill 2, in the lamplight. It's a debuff. The first one was an attack. Debuff, mass attack, deals mental damage to 2 enemies and inflicts weakness on them. Damage dealt is increased when attacking enemies under the effect of annotation. Now, weakness, it's kind of rare, so that's cool that we have another one that applies weakness. When the caster attacks, damage bonus -25%, 1 stack after trigger, right? So it's a stack, which is good because that way it's not timed, that you need to time it before the boss attacks, right? So you can leave it there, and whenever he attacks, he will consume it, right? So it will stay there until the next attack. Now, we don't know the damage, obviously, inflicts weakness, and it's increased when attacking enemy under the effect of annotation. So if whoever is marked, even the boss, so if it's just like main's bulletin or something, or it's just 1v1, team versus 1 boss, this is always going to be on the boss, which is good. And so you deal more damage with this debuff, and it looks like this. Can you see it? Yes. All right, so the damage... That's a debuff, so the damage is not that high. Also, I don't know how to check if they're marked. Can you see, is the damage different from one of them? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. I don't think they're marked, so this is just the base one, level 1, base 1. Also, we don't know the character stats, so don't take these numbers as anything. right? Now, the ultimate. A greater perspective. Mass attack deals mental damage to all enemies. And damage dealt is increased when attacking enemies under the effect of annotation. Increase, okay. So like the debuff, but for mass attack, probably more damage. Increase own Eureka and grants Marcus Prepare to self. And Marcus Prepare is just, it's like pre-ignition. I mean, it's not called pre-ignition. Something. That card that Spatadia has, that it's the buff. You buff yourself and the next turn you're going to get a card, right? That's what this is going to do. But in this case, Marcus Prepare, at the start of the round, a level 1, 2, or 3 intensive reading session is generated. Now, intensive reading session is the attack, and it's going to be generated in a different rank. Now, what is the... What are the mechanics that go around with this? What do you mean? How do I get the level 3 Marcus Prepare? It's unclear because it doesn't say. Maybe if you attack a certain number of people with annotation, or if you have enough Eureka to consume or something like that, it's going to generate a level 1, 2, or 3. Because the generation comes from the ult, you can't do what Spadadia did, which is like, oh, if the buff that generates the card is level 2, it's going to generate a level 2 punch. If it's a level 3 punch. It's unclear how to do it. Maybe it's going to be more clear when, like in 3 days, 4 days, whenever Marcus comes out. We will obviously look at the character. Maybe I'll pull, maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. I want to see the character first. But yeah. Right, so there's nothing else about Marcus besides some posters and things. She looks cute. I like her design, but she never looked like a DPS to me, to be honest. Sure, you guys knew it all along. I'm sure you guys knew it all along. Not because they do the... Surely not because they always do that, I guess. They do like support or buffer or healer, and then they do the attacker every patch, so it's balanced. But design-wise... I am sorry, but she still doesn't look like a DPS. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm gonna be live later. If you're watching this video when it comes out, come watch twitch.tv/Jakazin. I will do Limbo and we'll talk more about Marcus and stuff. So thank you for watching and see you next time.